Here.
Ford.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Gillum.
Here.
Hernandez.
Here.
O'Shea.
Here.
Ishmael. Nazarick.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Molina.
Present.
Sanchez. Sheffield. Silva.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Sterrett.
Present.
Thomas.
Here.
Wegman.
Here.
Winnie.
Here.
Meeting's called to order, and next we have anybody signed up to speak. And we'll move on to the presentation approval of the minutes of July 10th. We need a motion to approve. Penny Wegman moves, Susan Sterrett seconds. Is there discussion on these minutes? Mr. Smith, are you okay with them?
So far, so good.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Approved. Then we need presentation approval of the bills for the month of June. Does anybody like to make that? Oh, Mrs. Allen moves, and Mr. Ford seconds. Now we want to discuss these. This is, as we remember, a roll call. Move along, it's a roll call. We gotta wait for me this time. She has things marked down so I don't screw up, and I still do.
Allen.
Aye.
Auger.
Yes.
Guerrero.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
O'Shea.
Yes.
Nazarick.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wegman.
Yes.
Winnie.
Yes.
It's approved. Presentation approval of the bids and proposals to 2658, resolution authorizing a contract with Remax Horizon for real estate services. Would you tell us just a little bit about this, Monica?
Sure. Over the course of last year, through our land acquisition program, the district has acquired some properties where the commission has approved reselling a portion of those properties, simply because there's structures on them, homes, barns, those type of buildings. And we've got two properties specific. One is down next to Oakhurst, where we purchased a home with a detached garage. And the property's quite large. It ended up being, I think, a little over 2 acres. So we're going to shrink that property down to just under an acre with the home and the detached garage, and we need to resell it. The second property is down in Big Rock off of Jeter Road, and it's a farmstead, so it was over 100 acres, and we're taking it down to the home, and it has 3 outbuildings, 2 large barns and a detached garage. And we're going to take that down to 5 acres. I worked through county zoning, and they have given us preliminary review approval of what the properties will ultimately look like, and I'm having them resurvey right now. Through this process, we're going to have to then list the properties for resale, and we did an RFP to get real estate services to be able to list, show, and ultimately sell these properties. And this is the contract to do so. And we had Remax from Elgin off of Plain Boulevard give us a proposal, and the cost would be 4.25% of the ultimate closing price of both of these properties. So we feel strongly that this is something that we should do out of house with services. We've tried to sell homes before, and it just takes a lot of staff time to go sit in the houses. And these are professionals, and we'll be on the MLS and get some very good marketing materials put together, and I think will put us in the best position to get the most return on our investment when we sell these properties.
Are there any questions? No? Mrs. Allen?
Would the 4.25 then be split between the buyer's representative and the seller's representative?
If the buyer's representative, if they have a real estate agent, I'm sure they work something out with that, but the district's cost on the selling side would be 4.25%. And yes, I believe she did have a breakdown in there on what her take would be and then what the buyer's real estate agent would get out of it too.
Sure. I just didn't want to see the situation where the buyer's representative negotiated for additional
Silva,
Yes.
Smith,
No.
Sterrett, Thomas,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Winnicke.
Yes.
It's approved. 2659, resolution accepting a bid for purchase and construction of a new trades building at the Compton Forest Reserve. Becky Gill, if you'd like to move it, second by Drew Frost. Is there any questions? Ready to vote?
Allen. Auger.
Yes.
Guerrero.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
O'Shea.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin. Lena.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wakeman.
Yes.
Winnicke.
Yes.
It's approved. 2660, resolution authorizing the purchase of wetland mitigation credits for the Raymond Street Tunnel Project. Thank you, Augur moves. Seconded by John Martin. Monica, could you explain wetland mitigation?
Sure. Well, as part of the Raymond Street Tunnel Project, we're going to be disturbing about 0.26 acres of wetland. And the Army Corps requires that you replace that in a ratio of 2-to-1. And so we need to go out and find where we can reestablish that amount of wetlands. And at this point, what we're going to be doing is just buying those wetland credits from an established bank. So we're going to be purchasing 0.59 acre credits through the wetland bank. And the cost per acre is $80,000, but because we're only getting about 0.6 of an acre, the district's going to be spending $47,200 on this. Now, this is part of a grant program, so we're going to be requesting through IDOT that we get reimbursed as part of our CMAP grant that we have for the project. So we're anticipating to get 80% of that expenditure back at the end. But this is something that's been going on for years through the Army Corps, and it just protects the natural environment and the wetlands when they're disturbed as part of development.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Environmentally, it makes sense, and as I understand it, there really is no way around this.
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lewis?
And just curious, as we buy farmland, and we identify historically there was a wetland there, and we establish wetlands, and basically we create wetlands. So I'm curious as to why we can't use that, our efforts there, which we want to treat.
We're going to establish a wetland bank, and then we'll be able to do that.
We actually have commission approval to start our own wetland bank, and we've been going through that process up at Muirhead Forest Preserve. And the Army Corps has given us preliminary approval on the design. We're waiting for our final permission, if you will. And they'll actually allow us to sell 10% of those credits in advance of any work being done on the site. And then we can take those funds at $100,000 an acre, and we can then start building our own wetland bank to sell and use for our own wetland credits. So you're absolutely right. This is something we identified several years ago, and it's taken us about 3 years to get to the process now where we've got preliminary permission.
Okay, so we're just a little premature.
Right, and we actually did try to get the Army Corps to allow us to use some of the wetland bank that we've got preliminary approval for, and they said, we're just not to the final permit yet, so
Okay.
they wouldn't let us do it for this one.
We ready to vote? What? Did we have a motion? I think we had a motion. We had a motion. Yes.
Allen. Augur.
Yes.
Guerrero.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
O'Shea.
Yes.
Ishmael.
Yes.
Zarek.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Lena.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wakeman.
Yes.
Winnicke.
Yes.
Motion's approved. 2661, resolution authorizing acquisition of lands by purchase or eminent domain of the Roberts Trust property as an addition to the Muirhead Springs Forest Preserve. Mr. Smith moves, Winnicke seconds. this property will be part of our wetland mitigation, part of it, so we'll be building our own bank, Mr. Lewis. Any questions? Ready to vote? Okay.
Allen.
Aye.
Augur.
Yes.
Carrera.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
O'Shea.
Yes.
Ishmael.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin. Polina.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wegman.
Yes.
Winnicke.
Yes.
It's approved. Ordinance number 0547, ordinance amending the general use ordinance, chapter 6, enforcement section 3 of fines and penalties. Who would like to move that? Mr. Frost, Mr. Davis. Chief, can you step forward and tell us about these? Give a little history.
Yeah, very briefly, there's a chronic problem with kids swimming on the quarry. And this quarry, we've never been in a swimming area, so it's very hazardous. There's thermoclines in there, there's a lot of hazards. Last month we had there's a bluff area that the kids like to dive off of. We had a young man have a seizure and fall into the water. Luckily his friends were able to get him out, and then the fire department had to do a technical rescue to get down the hill to get him up there. So we've tried everything we can. We've got signs everywhere up there. We keep making the signs bigger and bigger, more ominous, and they still keep coming. We've had kids from Berwyn come out there swimming. So staff felt that increasing the fine from 75, the mail-in fine from 75 to 150, and then publicizing that out there may have a better return effect for us. Right now this summer we spent a lot of police manpower hours putting officers out there on ATVs and bicycles just to try. We stop at the parking lot when they come in there with their towels and suntan lotion. So that's what the purpose of this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do we have any new life safety equipment anywhere?
We just purchased for all the squads and some of the operation vehicles, they're throw sticks. They're made by Stearns. You throw in the water and they automatically inflate into a rubber ring. So we have that, and then the squads have either throw bag ropes, rescue ropes, or the disc with the rope attached. Like it's like a frisbee with the rope attached. You just have to remember to hang on to your end of the rope.
That somebody has to be there to throw those.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant out on site having?
Yeah, on site.
No, you know, it's such a big area. I don't know. You could put them somewhere, but and then trying to keep them there and not get vandalized is another issue. So.
Any more questions? Mrs. Allen?
Chief, can I ask, do people usually use the quarry by going in and out where the equipment used to go in and out? I'm thinking that's like is that the south end? Or do people just jump in from all over the place?
No, they usually park at the south end, and then there's what is it, about a quarter mile maybe, or maybe a little less, walk down a gravel road to access the quarry. So.
Have we had injuries there?
Injured, well, that one young man just the other week, off the top of my head, I can't say if we've had injuries or not. A lot of times people are gonna hurt themselves and not call us either, especially kids. So it's just, I know we have a drowning out there, and I just try to have them tell the parents, and so anything we can do to try to make this a little bit safer.
And this is an old quarry that was never designed for any type of use like this, and so, no, I think the point you're trying to get at is there a beach area with gradual, walk-in location? There's really not. There's a small area, but then right when you get out of the water, there's a big drop-off. And a lot of the kids are walking along the cliffs and just jumping in right off of the cliffs, because that's more fun than just, being in the grade location. But, and it's in an area that you can't see, so our officers have to walk back into the area to even find them and patrol. So it's not a safe location for any type of recreational activity right now.
Ready to vote? Ready to vote.
Allen.
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Molina,
Yes.
Sanchez? Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Sterrett?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wegman? Stuckey?
Yes.
It's approved. Under agreements, 2662, resolution authorizing agreement to the Wayne Area Conservation Foundation Prairie Stewardship Service Agreement for the Hillside Woods Forester. Who would like to move this? Oh, Susan Sterrett would move. Would second. Debbie Allen would second. This is a great thing working with these people. They're an unbelievable help, aren't they? We're ready to vote, or any questions? I'm sorry, questions? All right, we're ready to vote.
Allen?
Aye.
Augur?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Bras?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
O'Shea?
Yes.
Ishmael?
Yes.
Zarek?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Martin? Molina,
Yes.
Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Sterrett?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wegman?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
This is approved. 2663, resolution authorizing an easement agreement with the Union Pacific Railroad for pedestrian crossing of Becky Gillum Lewis. Oh, administration now seconds. I don't know what the hurry is. It's only been 6 years, so ready to go?
Allen?
Aye.
Augur?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Bras?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
O'Shea?
Yes.
Ishmael?
Yes.
Zarek?
Thank you.
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Molina, Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Sterrett?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wegman? Stuckey?
Yes.
It's approved. 2664, resolution authorizing district participation and funding for the improvements associated with the Raymond Street Tunnel project. Margaret moves. Is there a second? Monica Silva seconds. Is there any further discussion? We're ready to vote.
Allen? Augur?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Bras?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
O'Shea?
Yes.
Ishmael?
Yes.
Zarek?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Molina,
Yes.
Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Sterrett?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wegman?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
It's approved. There's no need for a closed session. Under the Commons Restoration Work Project on August 18th, which is Saturday at Tecumseh, 9 to 12 and 1 to 3 in Burnage. And I'd like to remind you that land acquisition and planning utilization meetings have been changed to Friday, the 24th. Is there any other thing, most of the stuff to come before the board? Oh, we have to do that.
Move to the reports on
But, yeah, we'll put the reports up. Mr. Davis moves. Mr. Foss seconds. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay,